Be me, 31 marketing manager, 6-figure salary, and yeah, I'm still single. Not because I can't get dates, I can. I just have standards. Most guys don't meet them. Kyle texted the group chat on a Thursday. Cousin's in town from Melbourne for a month, bringing him out tomorrow if anyone's around. I screenshot it to Jenna immediately. Is he hot? She sent back laughing emojis. Find out tomorrow, lol. Friday night, small gathering at Kyle's apartment before we all headed to a bar. I showed up around 8, and that's when I saw him. Ethan. Tall, well-dressed, dark hair, and when he introduced himself, there was this subtle Australian accent that made everything sound just a little more interesting. This is my cousin Ethan, Kyle said, gesturing. He's in town for a month, taking a break after wrapping up a big project. Finance, Ethan added when someone asked what he did. I perked up at that. Finance usually meant decent money. He was polite to everyone, shook hands, made small talk, laughed at jokes, but he didn't single me out, which was unusual. Guys usually did. We all headed to the bar around 9. Dan, this guy in our group, who's been obviously into me for months, tried to walk next to me on the way there. How was your week? He asked. Fine. I kept glancing ahead at Ethan, who was talking to Kyle and Rachel. Dan kept going. Yeah, so I just got promoted at work, which is cool. More responsibility, but also... Oh, that's cool. I cut him off, speeding up to join the conversation ahead. Dan fell back. I didn't look to see his reaction. At the bar, we grabbed a big booth. I made sure to sit near Ethan, leaning in a little when he talked, laughing at his stories about Melbourne. At some point, the conversation turned to jobs, and I saw my opening. Yeah, I manage a team of 8 now, I said casually. Finally broke 6 figures last year, which feels like the bare minimum for the lifestyle I want, you know? Ethan nodded politely, didn't ask follow-up questions, didn't volunteer his own salary. Guys usually tried to match or impress me when I mentioned money. He just took a sip of his beer. Rachel asked how long he was staying. About a month, maybe longer if I like it here. We'll have to show you around, Rachel said, smiling at him. I felt a spike of something. Competition, maybe. Yeah, I know all the good spots. Happy to give you the real tour. Ethan smiled. That'd be nice. Later, Dan came back with a drink for me. I took it without really thanking him, turned back to Ethan immediately. I didn't see Ethan's face, but Kyle was watching. The group started talking about dating, complaints about ghosting, bad hinge matches. I had opinions. Ethan just sipped his drink, didn't say anything. The night wrapped up around midnight. As we were leaving, Kyle mentioned, "We're doing a lake house thing next weekend, Friday to Sunday. Ethan's coming. You guys should come." I was definitely going. The lake house. The lake house was about 2 hours north, one of Kyle's friends' family places. Big, wooden, right on the water. We all drove up Friday afternoon. Me, Jenna, Rachel, Dan, Kyle, Ethan, and a couple of others. I'd packed carefully, cute but casual outfits, a good swimsuit, everything calculated to look effortless. Friday night, we grilled out on the deck. I made sure to position myself near Ethan while we were prepping food. He was chopping vegetables. I was seasoning chicken. "So what made you take a whole month off?" I asked. Needed a reset. Work was non-stop for 2 years. Figured I'd travel, see family, clear my head. That's smart. I couldn't imagine taking that much time off. My team would fall apart. I laughed. He smiled but didn't respond. During dinner, I brought up my ex. Not on purpose, it just came up. Someone was talking about bad roommates, and I said, "My last boyfriend was kinda like that. Decent money, but zero ambition. I can't respect someone who's just content, you know?" I glanced at Ethan when I said it, seeing if he'd react. He asked, "What made you stay with him?" I shrugged. He treated me really well, surprised me with trips and stuff. Ethan nodded slowly, like he was filing that information away. After dinner, We played cards against humanity. I was loud, competitive, laughing hard. At one point, I made a joke at Kyle's expense when he played a bad card, something about him being predictable. Everyone laughed. Ethan didn't. Saturday, we spent the day on the lake. I wore my best swimsuit, made sure I was in the same kayak group as Ethan. We paddled out to a small island, sat on the rocks for a while. I kept the conversation light, flirty, asking him about Melbourne, laughing at his stories. Rachel was nearby, also laughing at his jokes, touching his arm when she talked to him. I felt that competitive spike again. Back at the house, Dan offered to help me carry stuff inside. "I got it," I said, brushing past him. He looked deflated. I felt a little bad, but not enough to do anything about it. That night, we had a bonfire. I sat next to Ethan, legs tucked under me, sipping wine. The conversation drifted to dating again. Someone asked Ethan why he was still single. "Just haven't found the right fit," he said simply. "I feel that," I said, looking at him. "I have pretty high standards, which is probably why I'm still single too. Most guys just can't keep up intellectually, or they get intimidated when they find out I make good money." Ethan was quiet. I kept going, nervous about the silence. Like my last situationship, this guy Tyler. He got so insecure about everything. Literally complained that I was on my phone during dinner. It's 2025. Everyone's on their phone. Ethan looked at me for a long moment, then turned back to the fire. Didn't say anything. On the drive home, Jenna texted me, "So when are you and Ethan going to admit there's something there?" I smiled at my phone. He hasn't even made a move. Maybe you should. I thought about it. He was leaving in a few weeks anyway. Low stakes. That night, I texted him, "Want to grab dinner this week? Feel like I should actually show you the city before you leave." He replied an hour later, "Sure, sounds good." I screenshot it to Jenna. "See? They always say yes." We set the date for Friday. I picked the restaurant, this upscale Italian place downtown I'd been wanting to try. Expensive enough to be impressive, intimate enough to be romantic. I showed up at 7:12. Not too late, just enough to seem in demand. Ethan was already seated, scrolling his phone. He looked up when I approached, smiled, but didn't stand. I noticed. Guys usually stood. I slid into the seat across from him. "Hey." "No worries." He put his phone away. The waiter came almost immediately. Ethan handed me a menu. "What are you thinking?" I scanned it, looking up at him expectantly. He was reading his own menu. I waited a beat. "I can't decide between the risotto and the pasta. What do you think?" He glanced up. "Both are supposed to be good. I'm doing the steak." He didn't offer to order for me. I felt a tiny flicker of annoyance. I ordered the risotto myself. "Should we get wine?" I asked. He shook his head. "I'm good with water. Got an early flight tomorrow to visit a friend in San Francisco." "You're only here for a month," I said, smiling. "Live a little." I ordered a glass of Pinot Grigio anyway. He didn't change his order. I started asking about Melbourne, but honestly, I was mostly waiting for a chance to talk about myself. He mentioned something about his job, corporate restructuring or something. I jumped in when he paused. "Yeah, I just wrapped this huge campaign at work. My team absolutely crushed it, which is why I got bumped to 6 figures last year. Finally feel like I'm where I deserve to be, you know?" He nodded. Didn't volunteer his own salary. Didn't ask about the campaign. I felt like I was pulling teeth. "So what made you want to grab dinner?" I asked, leaning in slightly, fishing for a compliment. He paused, took a sip of water. "You offered to show me around. Figured it'd be nice to see the city through a local's eyes." A local, not your eyes. I missed that. Food arrived. I took a bite, made a pleased sound. "This is amazing. Good call on this place." He didn't correct me even though I'd picked it. I pivoted to dating. "Can I ask why you're still single? You seem like a catch." He didn't answer right away, just looked at me. "Haven't found the right fit yet." I laughed. I feel that. I have pretty high standards too, which is probably why I'm still single. Most guys just can't keep up intellectually, or they're intimidated by successful women. He was quiet. I kept going. Like my last situationship, Tyler. He got so insecure about everything, literally complained I was on my phone during dinner. I pulled out my phone right then, scrolled Instagram for a few seconds while he was saying something about his friend in San Francisco. He stopped talking. I looked up. Sorry, what? He didn't repeat himself, just said, nothing important. I put my phone away, tried to recover. But you seem different, more grounded, less needy. He wasn't smiling anymore. He put his fork down, looked directly at me. Can I be honest with you about something? My heart jumped. This was it. He was going to say he liked me. I leaned in, smiling. Of course. He didn't smile back. I know what you're doing, and I need you to understand. It's exactly why you're going to end up alone. My face froze. The restaurant noise suddenly felt too loud. Excuse me? His voice was calm, almost clinical. You've been testing me since you sat down. You showed up late to see if I'd wait. Ordered wine when I said I wasn't drinking. Expected me to order for you. I saw you waiting. You've checked your phone twice while I was talking. Same thing you complained about your ex doing. I was just... You brought up your salary in the first 10 minutes. Told me about your high standards like I'm supposed to be grateful you're here. You mentioned your ex, called him insecure for wanting your attention. You're not on a date, you're auditioning me. I felt heat in my face. A couple at the next table glanced over. I lowered my voice. You don't even know me? Tyler told Kyle everything. My stomach dropped. What? Kyle's my cousin. Tyler's his friend from college. He told Kyle about you months ago. How you'd only text when you wanted to go somewhere nice. Ghost him for days. Act like he was needy when he asked where you were. Kyle warned me before I said yes to dinner. My voice cracked. Tyler's a liar. He was obsessed? You just told me the same story 20 minutes ago. Called him insecure for wanting your attention. You're on your phone right now. He gestured. My phone was face up on the table. Instagram still open. I shoved it in my purse. So what? I'm supposed to just sit here staring at you. You're supposed to be present if you actually want a relationship, but you don't. You want someone to perform for you. My voice rose slightly. I couldn't help it. You asked me out and now you're attacking me. I said yes to confirm what I'd already heard. You're 31 years old and you still think dating is about what men can do for you. Guys our age aren't looking for a project. We want a partner. Someone who adds to our life, not someone we have to constantly prove ourselves to. I add, my voice broke. You've spent an hour telling me why everyone else wasn't good enough. That's not confidence. That's insecurity dressed up as standards. I was almost pleading. So you're just going to tell me everything wrong with me? I'm telling you what every guy you've ghosted has been too polite to say. You're attractive, you're successful, and you're exhausting. That combination doesn't make you a catch. It makes you a liability. No one wants to sign up for a lifetime of being tested. He reached for his wallet, put cash on the table for his half. Kyle said you'd probably do this. I didn't want to believe him. Thought maybe he was exaggerating. But he was right. That hit harder than anything. My voice was barely a whisper. Kyle set me up? He told me to be myself and see what happened. He said if you were into me, you'd do exactly what you did tonight. And you did. Ethan stood up. I looked up at him, desperate. So that's it? You're just leaving? Yeah. I hope you figure it out. But based on tonight, I don't think you will. He walked out. I sat there, frozen. The waiter approached awkwardly. Can I get you anything else? I shook my head, sat there for 3 more minutes, staring at my wine glass. Finally got up, got an Uber. The driver tried to make small talk. I ignored him. I didn't sleep that night, just lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, hearing his voice on loop. You're auditioning me. Saturday morning, I texted Jenna. Date was a complete disaster. He's a fucking asshole. She called immediately. I gave her my version, left out the phone thing. The salary talk, the part where Kyle warned him. Just told her Ethan attacked me out of nowhere, said, I'm going to die alone, brought up my ex. He's clearly intimidated by successful women, Jenna said instantly. Typical fragile male ego. Probably can't handle that you make more than him. I wanted to believe her. I did, for a few hours. But Sunday afternoon, lying on my couch, I realized something. Jenna's opinion didn't actually count. She was single too. She'd been single for 3 years. If anyone knew how to make relationships work, it wasn't her. I needed an objective opinion, a professional. I opened my therapist's portal, requested an emergency session. She had an opening Tuesday at 4 p.m. Tuesday, 3:58 p.m. I sat in Dr. Patel's waiting room, scrolling my phone. I'd been seeing her on and off for 2 years, mostly for work stress, some stuff about my family. She was good, calm, validating. Come on in, she said, opening the door. I sat on the couch, and before she could even ask how I was, I started. I went on a date Friday, and this guy completely attacked me, out of nowhere, told me I'm going to end up alone. Dr. Patel's face stayed neutral. That sounds really upsetting. What led to him saying that? Nothing. We were just having dinner, talking, and he just went off. Said I test guys, that I'm exhausting. It was completely out of line. What were you talking about right before he said that? I shifted. I don't know. Just normal date stuff. My job, his job, past relationships. What did you say about past relationships? Just that my ex was insecure, which he was. He got mad that I was on my phone during dinners. Dr. Patel tilted her head slightly. Were you on your phone during this date? I paused. I mean, maybe for a second. Everyone checks their phone. She wrote something down. What else did he say you did? I listed it reluctantly. Showed up late, mentioned my salary, talked about my standards. He said I expected him to order for me. Did you? I was just waiting to see if he would. That's normal. Is it? I felt my jaw tighten. I thought you were supposed to be on my side. I'm on the side of helping you understand patterns. It sounds like he gave you feedback about behaviors he noticed. That must have been hard to hear. So you think he's right? She didn't answer directly. Do you think there's any truth to what he said? No. He's just another guy who can't handle a woman with standards. I'm saying if multiple people are giving you similar feedback, it might be worth examining rather than dismissing. I came here for help, not to be attacked. Her voice stayed calm. I'm not attacking you, but I also can't tell you everyone else is wrong if the pattern keeps repeating. I felt my throat tighten. This is bullshit. I know this is hard. No, you don't. I stood up. I thought you'd actually help me. Instead, you're just like everyone else. We can talk through this if you... I'm done. I grabbed my bag, walked out. She didn't try to stop me. In my car, I texted Jenna. Even my therapist is gaslighting me. Jenna replied immediately, Whittiff? You need a new therapist. I didn't respond. I just sat there, hands on the steering wheel, staring at nothing. Dr. Patel's words kept playing. If the pattern keeps repeating, I pushed it away. Started the car, drove home. Wednesday, the group chat pinged. Kyle. Ethan's extending his trip another month. Dinner Thursday, if anyone's free. He's bringing a friend. 3 thumbs ups. Rachel sent a gif. Jenna. I'm in. No one asked if I was coming. I stared at my phone for 2 hours. Finally typed. Can't make it. Swamped with work. Kyle reacted with a thumbs up. That was it. No, or next time? No, we'll miss you. Thursday night, I told myself I wouldn't check Instagram. I lasted until 8:47. Kyle's story. The group at a restaurant. Everyone mid-laugh. Ethan was next to a woman I didn't recognize. Brunette, pretty, leaning into him. Next story. Same woman, Ethan's arm around her shoulders. Rachel's story. Group photo. 9 people crammed together. I counted. Everyone was there except me. No gap in the photo. No "Wish MC was here" caption. Then Ethan's story. The brunette, Sophia, someone tagged her, kissing his cheek. His eyes closed, smiling. Caption, keeper. I closed the app. Opened it 30 seconds later. Watched the story 3 more times. Friday morning, my phone buzzed. Kyle. You didn't come last night? I typed back. I told you I was busy. No, you weren't. I didn't respond. A minute later, Ethan told me some of what he said to you. Not everything, just that he was honest. My hands shook, typing. He was a dick. He told you the truth, there's a difference. Pause. He also said he hopes you figure it out. For what it's worth, I hope you do too. Figure out what? Why you keep ending up alone? I stared at the screen, turned off my phone. Saturday night, I couldn't help it. I opened my texts with Tyler, scrolled all the way back to the beginning, 8 months ago. Me. Hey, want to check out that new sushi place Friday? Been dying to try it. Tyler. Yeah. Should I pick you up at 7? I scrolled through weeks of messages, saw it all clearly now. Tyler. Do you want to be exclusive? I really like you. Me. I'm not really looking for anything serious right now. 3 days later. Me. Want to try that new Italian spot? I scrolled to the end. Tyler. I can't do this anymore. You only text me when you want something. I feel like I'm just your entertainment budget. Me. Wow, okay. Didn't realize wanting to go out was a crime. Good luck finding someone who doesn't have standards. Tyler. One day you're going to realize you had good guys who actually cared about you, and you wasted all of them. I hope I'm not around to see it. I'd never responded. Just deleted his number from favorites. I closed the thread, opened another X, saw the same pattern. Ethan's voice in my head. You stayed with him because he took you to nice places. I put my phone down, picked it back up, put it down again. Sunday morning, my phone rang. Mom. I almost didn't answer. Finally, picked up on the 4th ring. Hi, Ma. Hi, sweetheart. Haven't heard from you in a while. We did small talk for 2 minutes. She asked about work. I gave short answers. How's your dating life? Anyone special? I paused. Not really. Went on a date last week. Didn't work out. What happened? He was just rude, not my type. She was quiet for a moment. Sweetheart, can I ask you something honestly? I tensed. Sure. When was the last time a date did work out? My chest tightened. What do you mean? I mean you're 31. I haven't heard about a serious boyfriend since you were 26. Every time we talk, there's a new guy who wasn't right. I'm starting to wonder if maybe the problem isn't them. Wow. Thanks, Mom. Your brother called me yesterday. My stomach dropped. What did Kyle say? That his cousin took you out and it didn't go well. That he'd warned you to just be yourself and you weren't. Kyle doesn't know what he's talking about. He said his cousin told you some hard truths and you didn't want to hear them. His cousin was an asshole who... Darling. Her voice was gentle but firm. I've watched you do this for years. You meet someone, you're excited for 2 weeks, then you find something wrong. They're not ambitious enough, too clingy, don't plan dates the right way. But the common denominator in all these failures is you. I felt tears forming. So I'm the problem. I think you've been protecting yourself so long, you forgot how to let anyone in. You're 31. Protection has turned into isolation. I'm watching my daughter push away every good man who tries. You don't even know these guys. I know you. You're smart, beautiful, successful, but you're also scared. And instead of dealing with that fear, you're making it everyone else's fault. My voice cracked. I have to go. Wait, sweetheart. I want to help. Maybe next time you go on a date, try just listening. Don't mention your salary. Leave your phone in your purse. When someone shows interest, don't test them. I'm not testing anyone. Just try. That's all I'm asking. I'll call you later. I hung up, sat there shaking. Her words looped. The common denominator is you. I tried to push it away. Couldn't. 2 weeks later, I was on Hinge, swiping through profiles. Matched with someone. Alex, 34, finance associate, decent looking. He sent a message. Hey, saw you're into hiking. Know any good trails around here? I looked at his profile more carefully. 5 feet 10 inches. Not 6 feet 0 inches, but fine. Finance associate, not senior level. He'd get there probably. His photos were okay. One from a wedding, one hiking, one with a dog. I screenshot his profile, sent it to Jenna. He's cute, but we'll see if he can actually plan a good date, lol. I went back to the chat, started typing. Yeah, there are a few good spots. You picking the place for our first date? I paused, stared at the message, heard Ethan's voice. You're auditioning me. Heard my mum? The common denominator is you. Heard Kyle. Why you keep ending up alone? I looked at the message again, read it over. My finger hovered over the delete button. Hovered. I hit send, locked my phone, set it face down on the couch. Told myself this time would be different. Told myself he'd be different. Told myself I was right and they were all wrong.